Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I am at home again, just going to give you guys a little bit of a rundown. Obviously I've been talking a lot recently about what's been going on with my shoulder, but I've not quite said what that is, so I'm going to talk about that. But we are 6 weeks out from show number 1 and we are now 11 weeks out from the Olympia, which is crazy. Like, where has time gone? Honestly, I cannot believe 11 weeks out until the Olympia. It just seems mad even saying it still. It's not going to sink in until I'm on stage that I have actually qualified for the Mr. Olympia. Mental. So we might as well go straight in with the good stuff, or not so good stuff, which is about my shoulder. So the news that I was hoping obviously not for. Basically, I have torn my labrum in my left shoulder, which is not great. So instead of me explaining, I've got something that I recorded when I went for my appointment. You might remember on my last YouTube, I did say that I'm not going to say about it until I've been to the appointment, which I did go to, and I did record some of what was said. So I'm going to try and pull up just some bits here.
So the shoulder is a very mobile joint, and so the cup of the shoulder joint, something called the glenoid fossa, is very, very shallow, and it's really quite small. And your ball sits on that. Now, of course, it would dislocate very, very easily without something else forming that cup. And that's a rim of cartilage called the labrum. Mm-hmm. So the cartilage, like any cartilage, is flexible, and it's fairly fibrous and tough, but it doesn't have any blood supply. So if you damage cartilage, it doesn't really repair. It's got a very, very low chance of ever repairing. And what you've clearly done is slipped the ball in the socket a little bit, doing something at some point, and torn that labrum, torn that cartilage cuff. Now that's never going to repair on its own.
Yeah.
It will remain unstable, and that means that the shoulder will potentially move out in that direction.
It was horrible.
Yeah, at some point. Mm. That's called subluxing. So rather than dislocating where it completely comes out the socket, subluxing means it just moves within the socket but never completely comes out. Mm. So it's halfway to a dislocation.
Yeah.
You know, you're not going to be doing the Mel Gibson kind of trying to put your shoulder back in because you've dislocated it, but that could happen with any one move that you do in the future.
So, yeah, as you can hear, I have, torn my labrum. So it explains all the pain that I have obviously been having, because I have been in a great deal of pain. I've been trying to train through it, and I have been training through it for a long time, but it got to a point where it was very inflamed, very painful, and obviously so much so that I just thought, this isn't right, something isn't right, this isn't normal. And it's really interesting because it feels like I always want to keep my shoulder really close to me, which might sound strange, but it makes sense to me now. Like any away movement, a lateral raise when I'm reaching out to the side, or a rear delt fly where you're reaching out to the side, essentially bringing the shoulder, I guess, away from the body. It makes sense to me now, like he said, with the, I can't say the word, where it can come in and out of the joint, basically. And it makes sense to me now as to why I feel like I want to keep my shoulder close, obviously because my body's trying to avoid that from essentially happening, and that's a very uncomfortable position. So obviously I've been avoiding that. It has affected my posing and the trademark thing that I do where I go from here to flick my hair off in my back pose and my arm comes down. I did it before on my YouTube as well. As you can see, when I do that movement, this is where it's meant to go. The arm's meant to come out, but this arm comes forward. So I'm not sure how that's going to go. Obviously, I am like doing rehab, trying to manage it. I have had an injection, a steroid injection into the shoulder to try and bring down the inflammation and obviously to help take away the pain. Obviously, that's not a fix, and that is something that I need to be careful of as well, because as much as the pain isn't as intense as it was, it's not the fix. So I still have to be cautious, basically, which again is quite hard, because I found when I got the news, I found that I was being really, really cautious, and I didn't want to do anything, and it scared me, the fact that it might dislocate and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, it was hard news to hear, especially hearing obviously that I do need to have an operation, because obviously there's nothing that they can do for this to be fixed or to make it better. But it is what it is. There is always a way round things. There's been people do way more than I have to my shoulder. And obviously I've seen Mark go through everything that he's gone through with his shoulder, and I know it's completely different, but obviously that does help. So yeah, everything's been, I would say, normal. I felt very flat, however, in my upper body, because obviously upper body training hasn't been at a standard that I would like. There are a lot of exercises that I cannot do, so that's been difficult. However, what I'm trying to remember is that I was able to train and perform and do upper body throughout my off season. It's obvious that I have grown a little bit in my upper body, and my upper body is not an area that we needed to essentially improve or grow. So I guess that's a blessing. And what I'm trying to remember is the fact that, like, just where obviously I've not been training it properly, it's just looking a lot flatter. Now, I have been in the gym since having this done. I think I had the injection literally a week ago. And the first session that I went back, I think I went back to soon, and that didn't go that great. And the next day I was in a lot of pain, and I was a bit like, damn, like, what have I done? I just basically tested the water to see what I could do. But I did go for a massage the next day, and to relax all of the muscles around it, because I've been getting really tight bicep as well, which is all part of it, because everything's linked, and tight trap and everything like that. But after I had that done, I actually noticed a difference within like a couple of hours to the way the pain did feel. So yeah, it's just keeping on top of it in that way. However, I did go into the gym yesterday, and I was able to do beat stance RDL, which is important for me in my programming, and it was something that I was finding really, really difficult, obviously with the weight like hanging off my arm, essentially, but I can do that now, which is great, but just not with a heavy load. What else? Then rear delt rows, which I did do in my last YouTube video, which hurt the next day a lot. But I have found a comfortable way of doing these better on the cables now. So that is in. What else? We have managed to put hip thrusts back in, which were not in because of my lower back. So I'm managing to do them again without going too heavy. We're taking more of like a high rep approach. And I have actually been able to do a machine side lateral raise, but only doing it like half of a rep. To be honest, not full range of motion. I did this very lightweight yesterday just to again see, and yeah, I was able to do it. I hit about 20 reps, and I did get a pump, and I did look in the mirror and was like, yes, I've got a pump. So that's fantastic. I think I posted a photo in one of my last videos of me hitting the trademark back shot, and obviously my back shot as well, because in the rear pose obviously we want to see rear delts, and that was looking extremely flat and it was worrying me, but I have done that since and been able to see that yes, it's not as full as the right rear delt, but it is coming back. So with those rear delt rows where I'm able to keep like my shoulder close, I can feel the muscle working as much as like it does hurt. So yeah, at the moment I am, like, not gonna lie, I am just riding through, doing what I can do to the best of my ability. Like I said, when I first kind of got the news, I was like, what am I gonna do? But this is just not the best response. Instead of like focusing on what I can't do, it's important that I focus on what I can do, and I can still execute everything to the best of my ability to bring the best that I can. I don't see this as a detriment to my physique, providing we stay where we are now with this level of pain that I can manage, and obviously with the movements that are going in, just to help keep like that fullness in my upper body, which has, I posed this morning and I was like, oh, okay, like we look like we're flat because obviously we're dieting, and there has been changes made as well, which I'll talk about. But this looks okay. Like, I'm not mad at this. So that's all good. So I've been in a positive place. Obviously, my last YouTube that I did film I was in the depths of PMDD. I came on my cycle actually early, which was amazing for me because that means that the feelings that I do get were gone. So I came on day 27 instead of day 32. So that's made that, like, that's good, especially with the changes we've just made as well. But I did find that even the day after I filmed was a really, really good day. The day after that was a really, really good day. I then came on and was like, okay, usually the day before I come on is like hellish. But I've been in such a good place, if I'm honest. It's Friday now. The whole of this week, truthfully, has just been like a really good week. Like I say, we are 6 weeks out this weekend and things are getting harder, but like I enjoy that. And like the meals that I have that are literally just chicken and veg, for example, like they're giving me fire. Like when I eat them, I'm like, yes, this is what's going to bring the condition. With every step that I go out and get, I'm like, yes, like here we go. And like, to be honest, I've just been like really thoroughly enjoying the process, and I can hand on heart say that. So that's been really nice. The way I'm looking at it as well is like the more upbeat and positive I can be, and just the more I enjoy the process, which I do enjoy, like the better for my physique. Also, like Mark finds prep like quite difficult. He's on contest prep right now, and instead of like bringing that like morale down in the house and being like, oh, I'm hungry, or oh, I'm tired, like just saying like, I'm hungry, I'm tired, but like this is cool. Like, we've chose to do this. We're not really starving. Like, we're not, compared to some people in the world, like we're here to get this job done and get it job done well, make it to stage looking our best, and have like a happy time getting there. Like, contest prep doesn't have to be all like mopey and whatever. Like, life goes on, so I just try and get everything done, with like a positive, how do you say it? Just positive energy and just like happiness. Because I think as well, since being told about my shoulder, it's given me like a lot more fire as well, because I'm like, right, that's something that could essentially like, I don't know, stop me or stop someone or whatever. So how can I show up even better and show myself that like I can overcome this? Like, we're going to make it to the stage. We are not going to like mope our way there just because we've got an injury or we can't do this. Like, we focus on what we can do and just have like the best time that I possibly can. Like I said on my story the other day, like we only get one Olympia debut prep, and I want this to be a prep to remember, not just because of like the bad stuff that happens or the bad days where we feel a little bit tired and a little bit hungry and like we don't want to do our steps and all that kind of stuff. Like, I want this to be one that I remember for I made it through, choosing to do this, choosing to do my steps, choosing to just get over whatever's going on with my shoulder. And that's the way I essentially want to go and continue through this prep. So yeah, all the positive vibes. Like I say, there have been some changes this week, but I do actually have, in a moment, I have a breathing lesson with someone from Brazil, so I need to get set up for that. I do have this once per week where I go over my vacuums and my core control and everything like that. So I'm going to get set up and then take you through that, and then I'll talk about the changes that have been made. But yeah, regardless of whatever's going on with the shoulder, I'm just focusing on what is obviously in my control. So if any of you out there as well have any injuries or any issues or things like that feel like they're, you know, pushing you hard and they're out of your control, then I want to help you on your journey to make you realize that you still can show up. You can still show up your best. You can still get everything done. You can still tick the boxes and do the things that you can do. So just focus on what's in your control, and yeah, keep being grateful for all the other things that are going really well, and grateful for the fact that, like, I'm grateful for the fact that this isn't anything that has directly stopped me in my tracks. So as much as it, you know, has stopped me a little bit from things, it's not stopped me completely, and it's not given me any fear that, you know, I'm not going to make it to the stage my best. So yeah, if anything, like I say, it's just given me fire to go harder, to prove to myself and anyone else that, like, we can still do this, even if we do have something trying to stop us in our tracks. It's all good.
It's beautiful. You're beautiful. It's okay. Yes.
I've spilled something down my top. Jeez. So,
Okay.
I need to go and grab the stuff because I always forget it. Do you, if I turn you around, do you want to explain who you are and what you do?
Yeah. Let's start like imagine like.
You can explain who you are and what you do to the camera. I'll be back in a minute.
How are you? My name is Karina. I'm gonna start the class with Carrie. I'm gonna explain about the diaphragm massage. We're gonna start with like a warm up, the diaphragmatic massage, and then we're gonna start the exercise. Okay?
Amazing. I'm back. So I always forget this, don't I? And then my heart rate is always up because I run, and then she's like trying to get me to breathe and I'm still like okay. So my digestion hasn't been that great because I came on my monthly cycle. So I just feel really like, you know. Yeah.
But when you release it, you're gonna feel like so much better.
Okay, good.
Absolutely.
Cool.
Okay, let's start standing, okay? So we're gonna start with massage. So 3 breaths, and then when you vacuum, you're gonna release the muscle, okay?
Yeah.
It's your time, the vacuum time, okay?
And we're just letting the tummy go, yeah?
Just keep the posture all the time, but make sure you cannot popping out too much your abs. Inhale. Exhale. All right.
I feel like I can't hold it. I feel like I can't hold it today because I feel so like full.
Oh.
It doesn't feel like I can like hold it.
But when you massage, did you
It
feel
hurts.
like tight?
Yeah, hurts like
Hurt. Okay.
up here.
And keep looking for all the time. You're gonna do 1 set straight, and the second one you're gonna just lean a little bit. Okay?
Yes. So
Open the chest, unlock your knees, just bend a little. Yes. Perfect. Now just lean forward just a little bit. Done. Keep like open the chest. Exhale. Relax as much much as possible your neck, so the chin is very close to your chest. Yes. Inhale, exhale. Inhale through your nose. Exhale. Look it up. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale through your nose. It's not only like breathing, posture, but emotional as well. And then pelvic floor. So everything is connected. So if you feel like stressful day or week, peak week, you're gonna feel like
tight there.
Diaphragm, like tight, and also maybe bloated.
My rib feels tighter, whereas last week it didn't. So it's interesting how obviously the cycle does play like a role in.
Absolutely.
To be fair, I think that's something that I've been doing for a long time in my training anyway, so I don't really think about it. So at least I'm doing that right.
Yeah, perfect.
Amazing.
Just make sure you are not like contracting
Yeah.
all the time. Like when you working in a desk, like the girls like sometimes contract.
Yeah.
So it's not good because it's too much pressure for pelvic floor.
Cool. Well, thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Can you tell them where can they reach you? On Instagram?
Yes.
What's your Instagram?
Guys, we're gonna share my Instagram, Karina Onji. I'm gonna be so glad to help you guys.
Thank you so very much, honestly. I really appreciate it. So that was good. I feel so much better now. It always makes me feel really tired after I do that. Obviously, it's a lot of breathing, but this is something that I do every single Friday at 12:30. And yeah, that's just because this year I'm working a lot on my core, keeping it tight, keeping it more conditioned, making sure it's working optimally. And obviously, vacuums are very helpful for all of that. So yeah, it's been really interesting working with her. I have always done vacuums, but I've never really known like all these different ways that I'm now doing them and like the reasons behind it and the way it's releasing different parts of my body and all that kind of stuff. So it's good to learn. It's good to then obviously be able to pass on to my clients. It's good because she keeps me accountable. I can send videos to her whenever I feel like it. Obviously today's session actually felt a little bit different because I am on my cycle. Felt like I couldn't quite pull in as much and my digestion hasn't been great. But again, it's really important to still practice your vacuums whilst in a bad state, like I said before, because then you're only going to be better when you are obviously in a good state. So yeah, really good lesson. Gonna grab a drink and then I'm going to sit down again and talk to you guys about the changes that have been made to my plan and moving forwards. So I am just checking my steps. Let's see where we are at. 8,272 out of now 13k. So we have had more exciting changes. So changes were made, which yeah, I was really excited about, to be honest, because I felt like they needed to be made. Like I really like to dig on a prep, and 10k steps was like manageable, it was reachable, didn't really have to go out of my way to get it. So my steps are now 13k, which it's not that much, like, let's be real, but it does require me to actually change my routine to be able to get them done without having loads left at the end of the day. Cardio is now excitingly in daily, which is amazing. That is when prep feels like prep to me. So it is in at 25 minutes each day, which again, 25 minutes just does not feel like much for me, because I am someone that back in the day used to do like 2 hours cardio. So yeah, 25 minutes is still like a breeze, to be honest with you. Plus we've only got 6 weeks, which is crazy. So the dig is on, which is nice. I'm expecting more changes to come. Like I said, I've had a really great week. It's just been super positive. Like I already said, just embracing all of prep as you do. So yeah, visually there has been some nice changes, which is good to see. A little bit sharper with my glute and hamstring tie-in, a little bit sharper through my core, even with my cycle, which is exciting. So I'm excited for that to drop off and for us to see where we're really at this week. We have actually changed our routine. So for me, when the cardio gets added in daily and steps go up, obviously I want to get the cardio done fasted and I want to pose after, I want to do vacuums, mobility, and obviously I walk to the gym and back. But for me, it's really important that I get my client work done first. If I continue to wake up at 5, 5:15, start work 5:15, before I know it, it is like 7:30. And so what we've done is we have actually moved our sleep time. We go upstairs at like 10 to 8 now, and we're asleep by 8:15, which is super early, I know. But then we wake up at about 4:15, so we're still getting a good amount of sleep, which is important. But it just allows me then to get on with my work sooner while everyone's still asleep. I can get all my check-ins done, make sure everyone's good to go, because that is something that means a lot to me, and I like to get that done first things first in the morning, and then I can switch off and do me, go for a walk, so get my steps, cardio, vacuums and everything like that in. So that has me feeling good, and going to the gym when I know I've already done my work and I haven't got that to kind of come back to doing makes me feel good and allows me to then be able to switch off in my cardio without feeling like I'm there trying to get back to people. So yeah, that's the way I structure things as we get a little bit deeper into prep. Sleep is super important, so there was no way I was going to just continue going to bed at the same time and then wake up even earlier. I need to keep my sleep quality and quantity in a great spot. So that's why essentially we have changed what time we go to sleep. It hasn't been hard to adjust to. I am quite tired. It means we've moved our meals forward a little bit, so we're having that a little bit sooner now, so we're still getting a good 60 minutes before we actually go to sleep, so our food is able to digest. I'm getting my work done soon enough to obviously then be able to switch off my phone for about an hour and a half prior to bedtime as well, because if you are on your mobile phone close to sleep, that can really impact your sleep. So I definitely recommend either wearing blue light blockers or staying away from screens. We do watch TV, but we do it with our blue light blocking glasses on. Not really a good look, but it really does help improve your sleep quality, and that is essential in off season, in prep, and just all round. So that is a wrap for today. I hope you guys liked it. Please like, share and subscribe, and thank you always for all of your support, because honestly it goes a long way. So yeah, 6 weeks and 11 weeks, let's get it.